Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello sir, my name is Trisni Clara. I'm from class B. Today, I created this video to discuss and present about topic 10, which focus on second language and also foreign language and language teaching. Before I start this video, sir, I want to let you know, sir, that I did not use any cheating in this video. My hands are clear, and also beyond of my camera do not have any text, sir, as you can see. Yeah. And the computer is turned off. Okay, let me start. First, I want to talk about acquisition and also learning. Okay, the term of acquisition is used to refer to the gradual development of ability in a language by using it naturally in communicative situation with others who know the language. And the term of learning, however, applies to more concerns of accumulating knowledge of the future, such as grammar and vocabulary of a language. And next, talk about language acquisition versus language learning. First, talk about language learning. It's the process of developing the ability to communicate in a language, which can be a foreign language or second language, and it is an active 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 it is an active process that begins at birth and continues throughout life. And what about language acquisition? Okay, language acquisition is a process by which human how to learn to understand and to use a language, whether it's their first language or second language. Okay, next talk about second language acquisition. Okay, second language acquisition is process by which someone learn to a new language and building another knowledge of their first language. And next, talk about foreign language acquisition. Okay, foreign language acquisition is the process of learning a language after their first language. I don't know, but in my opinion, first, foreign language acquisition and second language acquisition have a similar definition, because the lines of the word of they are learn a new language after their first language. And yeah, and that's why I say that second language have a similar definition with foreign languages. And next, talk about difference between second language and foreign language. Okay, the most important difference between second language acquisition and foreign language acquisition is that second language is usually acquired in the environment where it is actually spoken on an everyday basis. A certain group of the population while a foreign language is most often studied outside of the natural language environment. Okay, talk about interlanguage, input, output, and also intake. Okay, first is interlanguage. Interlanguage is an important aspect in the study of a second language. And interlanguage is the type of language produced by a second language. by a second language who are in the process of learning a language. And and next is talk about input and output. Okay, the term input is used to describe the language that the learner is exposed to. The first step in a language acquisition is exposure to a variety of authentic language. And also input involves speaking, a listening, and a reading. And what about output? Okay, the output is the language they are produced, either in speaking or writing. And it's about getting idea out there, even with imperfection. And last is talk about intake. Okay, intake is the part of the input, and the part of the input that the learner understand and use to develop the internal grammar and rules of a language. And next, talk about transfer. Okay, transfer is process of learning to using a rules and norms form a first language to a second language. Okay, and the last material learning is talk about method in teaching English as a second language and foreign language. Okay, there have three methods. The first is translation method. Okay, translation method is the most traditional approach, is used to treat second language in the same way as any other academic subject. Okay, and this method has its roots in the traditional teaching of Latin, and it's described as translation method. And the second is talk about ideolingual method. This approach involves a systematic presentation of the structure of the language, moving from the simple to more complex in the form or drills that the student had to repeat. And the last is communicative approaches. Communicative approaches is the part of reaction. They are part of reaction against the artificially or also against the belief that consciously learning a grammar rules of a language will necessarily result as in ability to use a new language. Okay, sir, that's all for me. I'm sorry if I made a lot of mistake in this video, and I hope you enjoy. And I'm sorry again, sir. And thank you, sir. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.